All right. Just got to put this out there. This is just one. This is straight up reality. I black belted in Okinawan Kempo, and kind of a style of Okinawan Kempo with a big section of um, medical qigong as a part of it. Tai Chi qigong as a part of the say syllabus in a way, and as a part of the style. And it's enabled me to learn almost anything physical from that point on, outside of really ground wrestling. So for there was somebody who had brought up having taken a women's self-defense course. Okay, ladies, it will never matter what you've learned in women's self-defense course. It will never matter. Almost any man who could smack you and kill you. I mean, literally, almost any man could slap you, and by the time you hit the ground and try to get back up, you'll be dead. Your brain will bounce around so much in your head, you will die. You will hit the ground so hard, you will die. You'll break something when you hit the ground. Your bones are softer than men's. Men's bones are more dense. This is why all the trannies who keep going into like MMA and wrestling and women's sports, they're so brave. These brave trannies who are basically competing against people who cannot possibly compete against them. And I've run into this now 2 times, both with fat, lamp-jawed, freakish women. That for some reason they think women are strong, as physically strong as men. No. The only military that really is honest about this is the Israeli military. The Israeli military absolutely says to your face, man and woman, you can lift this much, male. Women, we don't let you lift anything greater than this. You cannot have a pack on heavier than this. Why? Your vagina will come right the fuck out of your body. Yes, it will prolapse your fucking uterus. When people want to talk about the American military this, women, the American military that, females, vagina, blah, blah, yeah, well, an unbelievably large number of those women are pregnant. Shockingly high number of them are pregnant. That's what they join the military for. They join the military so they could get a free ride through pregnancy. It doesn't matter what people want to say. It doesn't matter what they have to say. It doesn't fucking matter. That's what you did. You didn't get knocked up. You didn't go into the military, not get knocked up, kill hella ragheads, and then get out of the military talking about here's my medals from killing mad ragheads. There's like a handful of you. You all know who you are. You're on YouTube and on Twitter like, I killed hella motherfuckers. I'm a woman. Here's my sniper rifle. Hear me roar. Oh, I'm sorry. You won't hear me roar. You will die when I shoot you from half a mile away. But get this through your fucking heads. There is no CQC babe. There's some woman somewhere who's really good at judo. There's lots of women who are really good at jiu-jitsu. There's some chicks who are amazing at MMA. And they are an extraordinarily small number of women who want to fight other women. And can. Most women, even if they were black belts in Hapkido and Jiu-Jitsu, a man could pick you up and just start smashing you against objects. Yeah, women just don't get this, that it's men are like multiple times stronger than them once the adrenaline gets flowing. This is why so many men don't like play fighting with their girlfriends. Because they're like, no, literally, if I were to try to do anything even softly, I would probably put you in the hospital. I had an ex who thought, like, wrestling would be cute with me. And I'm like, why? What's wrong with you? Like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Like, why do you keep wanting to fight with me? Or something. Like, why are you bitching? Why are you bitchy? Why do you want to fight with me? What is this? What's wrong with you? What did your mother do why is your dad so whack? What happened? Was it Montessori school? Is it because you're scarcely literate? What the fuck's the matter? And this is another matter of that women who think that they like, oh yeah, and I was all tensed up and ready for something to happen. And it's like, yeah, so what? You will never hear a robber coming. You won't hear him coming. And if you do, he'll chase you down and you will shriek and you will tremble and you will pee yourself as he's approaching to beat you into unconsciousness. And a lot of you women who have crazy ideas in your head, especially liberals, it's mostly liberals who really have this goofy fantasy in your head because you think because you hate men that you can fight men, and you never will be able to. Ever. Like, it's almost hilarious, the very idea. Like, when I see, like, feminist protesters trying to get physical with men, and I'm like, oh my God, bitch. You know, like, and really, oh my God, bitch, you fucking nut. You know, and that's the thing, is women who do stuff like that, they know no one will hit them. That's all it is. There was some stupid black bitch who got beaten down by some Asian store owner there in Charlotte. That fool, he barely even had to do anything. You know, and I mean, but look at like with black women. These BT 1000s, these BT Lemon 100s and all this stuff. Like, I mean, that these women think that they could start swinging on people. You touch them, oh, you touched a female. She a female. How you touch a woman? You know, and this is, you know, and this is one of these things. Weak busters like Destiny, Steve Shives, Tim Deleterious Opinions, the Wog Patrol from Oceania and Australia, who's always fucking around with Bering. You know, all these guys, these are buster ass marks. These are the guys who they get the knockout game is played on them, like Matty Iglesias from Vox. These motherfuckers they are the target. They're marks. People who are mean see them and are like, I'm going to knock him out and take his shit. And there's a whole bunch of us who are trying to be nice guys who are like, you do know you're being kind of a buster, right? And they're like, how can you call me a buster? You're a Nazi. No, the Muslims, they love me. I like falafel. And they're so nice. And you don't understand them. I don't know. I don't own a Quran. I don't understand a word they're saying. But I know I'm perfectly sane. And women are incredible. And you are bad men. You know, and it's like, it's just... You know, they're like the homosexual on Are You Being Served? You know, it's just you're just sitting there, just like you just want to get fucked in the ass so bad. Like, what is it? Like, Shives, like, just go to a gay club, bro. You know, just go. You know, Tim Dysfunctional Opinions. You know, it's just like, dude, you are the woggiest of wogs, bro. You know, it's just do they make a buster more markish than a guy like that? And I mean, to the point where I feel bad, where I'm just like, God damn, what are these guys gonna do when they get old? I mean, look at this. Look at that. You see that? You see that forearm? See, people see that forearm, and I'm a skinny motherfucker, and I look and I'm like, how you doing? What's going on, brother? And guys who I could see their prison tattoos they're like, right. I mean, I've had face downs with some crazy bastards that I've been surprised, like, wow. All right, because that was a crazy bastard, and apparently I've got that look. I've got that look that makes a crazy bastard go, don't want it. Nope. I don't want the change from that exchange, you know, and if that's what I'm facing down during daylight, I don't go out much at night anymore. I don't like drunks. I really don't like drunks. Really don't like fucking drunks. And I just see these busters, these poor bastards, and I'm just like, you volunteers, you fucking hopefuls for the mob to string you up and dance around your white carcass, you know, and I'm just sitting there just like, fine. See what you get. You'll see who your allies are, you busters. So ladies, don't fall for it. Really, take it from somebody who has My teacher's daughter was one tough white girl. She would break fools' pockets. She broke fools. She would jump off the bus. She would break motherfuckers when she was young. I couldn't imagine being scared of her now, in any ever. I mean, like, it was literally it took like basically about 2 years before I was faster and hit way harder than she ever was going to be able to. And it's because most women simply do not have the discipline to become really good martial artists. Period. But it's also that it doesn't make sense. They have all this adiposity. They have these weak tendons and ligaments that are meant for going soft once you have a child. Their whole mentality is built around being Aristotle to a toddler. And men are built to kill men. We are the creature built to kill other men. And that's it. That will always be how it is. It doesn't matter all these shield maidens and all this fucking crap that people bring up and stuff. No. I'm sorry. Adipose tissue does not deal well with injury. Muscle can deal well with injury. Tendon and ligament can kind of deal well with injury, but adiposity, no. Cuts and bruises to a female's adipose tissue will often lead to illness. Carrying a certain amount of weight, it will lead to prolapse of the uterus. Just all kinds of... And then it's just the mental ardor of being in the cold, of being in the rain, of stalking prey, of having to deal with the quiet. When you hunt humans, you have to be quiet. There's no chatter allowed. That's how we in America kill so many dumbasses in other countries. They're not disciplined. Their soldiers are not as disciplined. Their soldiers are not descended from some of the greatest conquerors that the modern world has ever known, and that's Americans. White people the Europeans who became this group called white Americans. And then there's a whole bunch of people who were brought over from Africa who are particularly good at this too. And it's because of their experience in America. And people who don't get this will never get it. You could believe all you want about Cuba and its female military members. You could think anything you want about Libya and Gaddafi and his female bodyguards. The Brazilian jiu-jitsuka, the female judoka, you could think whatever you fucking want. Russian MMA women, think whatever the fucking you want. The Cannon lady, Kate Brown, if I remember her name right, one of the strongest women who's ever lived. Believe what the fuck you want. But when it comes down to it, most men, if they were to slap most women, those women would literally, their whole body would not be able to recover from that blow. Most men who get slapped, their body literally springs into fucking action. Their body fills with adrenaline. And that's that. That's what it will always be. That's how it will always be. Because you can't... Humans are dimorphic. And all these busters who've never thrown a punch, all these marks who can't fight their way out of a wet sack, that they're like, oh, but the women, no, you're so mean, you Nazis, and all this stuff. No, they live in a fantasy world where they want everybody in the world eventually to be into trannies and bad music. That's really what it is. They want everyone to be into mandolin, ukulele bands, pickathon, buster, mark-ass bitches. That's the world they want. Because, you see, then they could be king of the bitches. Tim, king of the bitches opinion. Destiny of bitches. Steve Shives, emperor of all bitches. That's what they want. Because, you see, then nobody will question them. Then they don't have to actually ever be right. They don't have to know what the fuck they're talking about. There will be no opposition opinion. Because, you see, all those people have been dealt with because they were all Nazis. No. All these fuckers are just mark-ass busters. And one day they'll get old, they'll get soft, they'll get slow, and then they're done. Once they're not even that handsome, nobody's going to fucking watch them on YouTube. Just think about that. You know, PewDiePie's a handsome guy. Period. PewDiePie doesn't look like a buster. Yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. PewDiePie actually looks like somebody who probably can face down a nutter. You know, I could see him facing down any one of the WOG Patrol, facing down Steve Shives. I could see him probably, you know, across a table talking about their mothers, and that these guys would just be sitting there like desperately trying not to cry. You know, they're busters. You know, a lot of these liberal guys are just busters. They're liars. They have to live in a fantasy world. Because if they dealt with the real world, they would have to deal with the fact that there are too many men out there who could just kill them. Who could just hit them in the face and they would die. And they can't face that. That hurts. It hurts their pride too much. And that's one of the things about once you're on the right, you realize how empty pride is. That you could be proud of that which exists, not pride in some shit you're making up about yourself. Yeah, that was just something that I was thinking about. That I was just like, bitch, stop. You know, it's women's self-defense. Stop it. It's called a gun. Just like in that Jet Li movie. You want to beat a man? Use a gun. Martial arts is to build up your ability and your energies. That's it. It's based off it's based off of longevity. Almost all martial arts in the Eastern Asia is based off of exercises of longevity from the Chan tradition or the Zen tradition. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. Late.